So it's not easy when we do a walkie-talkie on the bench. For those of you who don't see many of these, it's a telescopic aerial. We're plugged into the external aerial socket on the side of the radio, so it's on the roof aerial like we would do any other set, and then plugged into the power supply, which needs to be capable of 450 milliamps on this radio. So we'll just see whether Mr. Chippie's out there. Tango 21, Mr. Chippie.
Tango 21, go ahead.
Just making sure you're there, over.
Is that, are you recording, over?
Roger, I am.
Right, in that case we're coming up to the end of the line.
And I'll turn the volume up. Yes, that's fine. I'll just make sure I get it in shot with it being the shape it is.
Roger that.
So this has been very troublesome. From the squelch playing up, which was an absolute swine to find. It was a leaky diode. And I was changing capacitors. There's no circuit diagram available for this, so it's the old educated guess. And then when we put it back together, it was something else wasn't working, and it's just gone on like that. I'm going to know how to take these apart eventually. Originally the PTT switch was mangled.
Ancaster service station.
Roger, got you at Ancaster service station. So if you saw the repair video, the original repair video, which didn't involve the squelch problem, we did a tune-up and refitted the aerial which was dangling around. It had obviously had finger trouble and generally sorted it out, but they tend to be very reliable, but in this case it's really been a problem.
Right, we're now going through Ancaster Crossroads.
Roger, got you at Ancaster Crossroads. Now these are one of the sets, when we've done a field test in the past, if you look up previous videos, we have had the full 6 miles, just like we do with the mobile. So along with the Realistic 1001, the Realistic 1005, and to some extent the Realistic 1002, which is a 1.5 watt 2-channel crystal controlled handheld, but is metal cased, as in having range boost side panels. It's these metal cases that can make all the difference on range. So although we've managed to get 4 miles out of one of those President Randy 3s.
Top of the hill as we go down in towards Wilford. Over.
Roger, got you at the top of the hill. So although we've had 4 miles out of a rubber duck aerial on a President Randy, it makes it a convenient set because it's got a rubber duck. But if you needed the absolute extent of range, then these type of handhelds with the telescopics are excellent. And of course there's those Midland Porter packs as well, which are also excellent range. So there we go.
Chippie, we're now going around Scratchy Corner, Wolfwood. Over.
Roger, I've got you on fine, very good, and I'm talking to you on a Binatone LongRanger40. It's doing about 3.6 watts, and it is a 1981 set. Over.
Yeah, Roger, all received. Right, we're now going over Wilsford Level Crossing. Over.
Roger, got you going over Wilsford Level Crossing. So on the front you've got high-low power, so low power is 400 milliwatts, high power is supposed to be 4 watts, but I read it as 3.6 watts. Channel display off to save battery. It does make a big difference between 20 milliamps and 50 milliamps. On the side you've got a charger input. It was originally intended, of course, to have 10 AA rechargeables or 8 throwaway alkalines. If you're using with the charger, then it's a 450 milliamp source. There's some type of resistor in there to cut the consumption down for the charge circuit. Mains adapter, if you're using a mains adapter, then the internal batteries need to be removed. So the batteries go in one of these standard, if the solder doesn't get stuck to it. You can get these as either 8 or 10, so it's handy to have both rather than use dummy batteries. Then you've got external speaker sockets as well as external aerial. Last time we did try and test this on a field test, on another one of these on the air test, and it failed because the antenna socket was loose and I hadn't noticed. So back it came apart, and that's why we're doing this 3 days later. Tango 21, how are you doing? Roger got you past the Kelby turn. Now I don't know whether it was him forgetting or this radio where the squelch was a bit too high. Roger got you at the Grayleys turn. The microphone is the little dot just there. It would be handy if it said Mick, but it doesn't. So you just have to look at that little dot. So you're not talking into the speaker like some cheaper ones. You are talking into the little dot. Incidentally, these were £89.99 at the time in 1981. The 6-channel one and the 12-channel one are exactly the same range, just with less channels. Roger got you at Grayleys level crossing. That concludes the test, thank you. Okay, 10-10, thank you. Right, so bit iffy by the time we got to the 6 miles. I don't think the sensitivity is as good as some sets. Having said that, the realistics aren't either, and it's interesting to note that the realistic 1001, the realistic 1005 and this have crystal filters in them. So I think there's a bit of a trade-off between sensitivity and selectivity, or what's otherwise known as bleed over. So with that, we'll go over to our Harrier CBHQ base station and we'll see what it sounds like.
Tango 21 testing the Binatone LongRanger40 into our Harrier CBHQ base station. Testing 1 2 3 4 5 5 4 3 2 1, and thank you for watching.